Hi student, welcome back, and today we are going to do some exercise for chapter 2. As we all know, practice makes perfect, so it's very important to practice. So chapter 2 is about respiratory system or respiration. Respiration is the process, respiratory system is the thing. A very common question they ask in exam is they ask you to label this one. So what is the answer for this one? So yes, the answer is the first one is lung, diaphragm, the downward part, trachea is here, bronchus, and then bronchiole. Of course, some students will confuse with esophagus. I thought sometimes we learn in our book, we are talking about one more thing, we call it esophagus. Correct or not? Okay, so of course, the esophagus and trachea. Okay, and it is the different channel, I would say different channel. One is for the trachea, another one is for the esophagus. Trachea is for the breathing part. Esophagus is for the eating. Because when you eat, you don't want your food to go to your lung, right? It must be go to the stomach. So basically, there's one more thing here. It will eventually bring down, go to the stomach. So there is nothing to confuse here. One is the thing go drop down to stomach. One more is to drop down to trachea. And first for the respiratory system, here is lung, diaphragm, trachea, bronchus, and bronchiole. How to go in here or there? How he know? Let's see down here got asked or not. There's a thing here that block it, okay? You can see around here. When you eat the thing, it will actually block the hole. So the stomach will food go in. When you're breathing, this one will open. So the air can flow into your lung. But the food, if go down, didn't go down, his go into here, means it will stuck at your this thing. So if stuck, then you will choke. That's why when we choke, we cannot breathe because we cannot breathe because the thing block the airway. Sometimes can breathe, sometimes because if the food block, sometimes don't 100% block also, you still can breathe, then it's okay. You just be very painful, 很痛, but you are okay. But we are very scared if something go in and it block the airway, means you cannot breathe. That's very dangerous, especially for children. Correct or not? Children like to put things inside the mouth and cannot breathe. I got one student last time, he put 50 cents in the mouth. I teach in the kindergarten last time. So one day he swallowed the 50 cents, and then wow, the whole kindergarten like wow. And one more student is he take the small stone, the small marble, he put inside the nose. Then the thing go until here, then stuck inside the nose and cannot come out. Wow, that the whole school not like war during that time. Very war. Okay, so the diagram below shows human breathing mechanism. Write air enter or air expel in the boxes provided. So this one, either you remember inhalation or exhalation. Air enter in or out. So what is your answer? So again, here is air enter. Of course, this one is inhalation and this one is air expel. Enter means go in. I enter the school. And the headmaster don't like the boy, so the headmaster expel him, go out from the school. So enter, go in, or expel, go out. Inhalation, in. Exhalation means out. From the word exit, ex. Okay, let's move on. So maybe you can like try to do this by yourself, pause this video and try to do by yourself, or as I talk, then you just think in your mind. Okay, it will help a lot. Mark correct for the correct statement and wrong for the wrong statement about the human breathing mechanism. The rib cage moves downwards and inward during inhalation. If you forget, you just breathe out. Is my rib cage move downward? And is it move inward, correct or wrong? So for this one will be wrong. How you know? You can try by breathing. When I breathe, the rib cage where got move down, the rib cage move up, right? Go up and inward is a bit upward because inhalation I need to make my lung become big. So you can try to do this even during exam, okay? Volume of the thorax cavity increase during exhalation. Okay, so for this one is wrong. Very good. Okay, the volume of thoracic cavity increase during exhalation. It's supposed to be increased, but the volume become big if a lot of air go in. The volume is big. Okay, volume small means so. I know the volume you thought is sound volume, but volume got two meaning. One meaning is the sound meaning. One more meaning is the volume. I got a lot of volume of books. Yeah, volume of book means I got many book. Diaphragm contract and flatten during inhalation, correct or wrong? So this will be correct. Okay, diaphragm contract and flatten during inhalation. Air pressure in the thorax cavity increase during exhalation, correct or wrong? Okay, so again for this one is correct. Okay, air pressure in the thorax cavity increase during, so the air pressure increase. Okay, so how to know this thing is correct or wrong? I mean, sometimes students confuse air pressure increase means what? Air pressure increase. Let's say I just want to draw a simple diagram. This is the nose. And this is the person. It's a very beautiful drawing, I know. Let's say we are talking about exhalation. Exhalation means air is coming out from the mouth. So if I can draw the arrow, it's coming out from the mouth. Why it come out from the mouth? Because the air pressure in here is high air pressure, here is low. So if high air pressure means it will push the air out. If low means it will suck. Let's detour a bit in case you forget about the air pressure. I hope that this diagram will help you. For example, this is a person, he drink a straw. Let's draw the straw. This is a straw. Yeah, I shouldn't use this picture. Sorry. I draw another picture. Let's say this is the person. And this is a cup. He drink the water. Use the straw. How he drink the water in the straw? He suck the air in because in the straw is low pressure because you suck. And here the atmosphere is high. So if you push the water go down and the water will go in. Correct or not? Low and high. I hope you can understand what does it mean by high pressure. High pressure means very big pressure. For example of high pressure thing, if you still forget, maybe you can remember the cooking gas. High pressure. You know high pressure? The cooking gas is something like this. Correct or not? This is something like the cooking gas lah. Your mommy used to cook your rice or what. So this is high pressure. Why high? It's not high. It's very high. If I open, then the wind will come out. Because here is low. Here is high. So high will push the thing to come up. That's why it's very dangerous. Because it's high pressure. Let's say I put a fire, boom, explode. Why explode? Not only due to the gas, but due to the high pressure. This gas also is very high pressure inside here. So you can hear the sound not? Because if I press this spray, psst, this high, here is low. So when I press psst, high, go to low. The tendency for high pressure air go to low pressure air. Yeah, got a lot of mosquito at here. So, but of course our body here high doesn't mean like high until this gas lah. high until at least the air can be blown out from our body. Okay. Nasal cavity and move on around here to here. Nasal cavity. So how is the answer? Okay. Nasal cavity. Actually, the answer is at the right side here. Then go to trachea, go to bronchus, bronchiole, alveolus, and capillary. This one you must remember. Try to do by yourself. Usually exam they will come out. It's a very common question. This one is very common, the labeling. And this one also is very common in your exam. This is also very common. I think this book is very good. It's all the common questions that they might ask in the exam. Match the parts of the following part of the human respiratory system. So let's do the easiest part. I think the easiest part is the lung, equivalent to the balloon. So the lung equals to the balloon is here. And the easiest part is the down part here is the diaphragm. So the rubber sheet is the diaphragm. Okay, the capillary tube will be the trachea, correct or not? Trachea. And the Belgia. Oh, sometimes people confuse the Belgia means what? Belgia means the thoracic cavity. Thoracic around here. Cavity means like the hole, like a place. In Malay, rongga thorax, not rongiga thorax. Okay, this one is extra of 1G already. Okay. Choose the model that represent the process of inhalation and exhalation. Choose the correct model. So what is the, let me move on, model. So we can see here the model is, sometimes students don't know, model, what should I write? Yeah lah, the model lah. So you can write either A or B. Then here got A and here got B. So what is the answer? So we can see for inhalation is the air going in, so it's A. And this one, exhalation is B. Just right here, B. Explain how the model of A changed to a model in B. Okay, so this one you can try to do. Okay, so what is the answer for this question? This is not an easy question. Usually students don't get the point. One of the problems students don't get this mark is because they read book and they figure out like different books say different thing. Especially question like this, if you see Pelangi book, Sasbadi book, your school textbook, there will be slight difference in the sentence and the student cannot do because every time you read the book talk about different thing. But the easiest way to talk is we want to talk about the volume and the air pressure and what you see. So usually you use your own word. Okay, let's see the question now. How model A changed to B? So model A changed to B. Use your own word. Let's and we need to know how many marks first, so we know how many things we need to write. This book didn't write how many marks. Assuming it's 4 marks, okay? Assuming here is 4 marks. Let's put here 4 marks. Oh, so big. Make it smaller bit. Assuming it's 4 marks. Let's look at this picture and like your friend asks you a question, why A can change to B? Very simple, you tell your friend. The person pull down the rubber sheet causing the air pressure of from A to B, the person push the rubber upwards, causing the air to have high pressure. Correct or not? After high pressure, the air will be pushed out. The balloon will become small and air is pushed out from the capillary tube and the balloon. You get what I mean or not? Every time when I read the answer, it will be different. Okay, again, the question asks, why A change to B? Your friend asks you why A change to B. Your answer is something like, the person take the hand to push the rubber sheet, causing a high pressure in the bell jar. You need to set air pressure lah. The volume of the bell jar decreased. This caused, due to the high pressure, it caused the air to be pushed out from the balloon into outside of the jar. Okay or not? Like 5 points already I mentioned. Every time I repeat and repeat and repeat, the answer is the different answer, because it's not like I need to read the book and what the book say. There's the keyword. The keyword is the first story I want to tell is this hand. The second story I want to tell is about the volume. The volume is actually decreased. The third thing I want to tell is air pressure, which the air pressure here is high. And the fourth thing I want to say is the thing is being blown up. The 4 point, air out. So this is the keyword. So again, every time I repeat the question, the person push the rubber sheet, the volume of the bell jar, let me think, increase or decrease. The volume of the bar decrease, the air pressure is high, it pushes the air from the balloon out into the atmosphere. Okay or not? So this is the point that you need to remember. Point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. You no need to follow my point. Maybe you got your own point, like point number 3.5. You want to talk about the air go to capillary tube, or you want to talk about, you don't want to talk about volume, but you want to talk about this thing. It up to you. Up to you. As long as at least got 4 point, 3 point. Air pressure is one of the main point already. Okay. And because of the air pressure, this one also is one of the main point. So when you read Pelangi book, Sasbadi, Cerdik book, every book talking about different language, but they are talking about the same answer. So it's not that difficult. Student will say, I don't know how to do. Your friend asks you, how from A change to B, like that lah. He push, you write the push, you already got 1 mark. Causing the volume to decrease, air pressure is higher, air pressure is high, so it will push the air from the balloon out from the jar. 4 point. Easy format. Okay, don't think until so complicated. Number 4. Let's read the question. Carry out the following experiment to study the difference in the composition of oxygen and carbon dioxide in inhale-exhale. If you still remember, when we inhale the air, how many percent? Still remember or not? I think you cannot remember. Inhale air is around 21%, if I'm not mistaken. Exhale air is around 16%. So of course, when we inhale, exhale, of course you take the air and exhale back again, maybe you get how many percent? 21 minus 16 is 5. 16 minus 5 is 14%. And then as you breathe out again, it will become 9%. Then breathe in and out again, become, let's say 5, and then become 0. Okay. How I mean, standard, right? Every time you breathe, you take 5% of the oxygen in the air. If I want to take one plastic and I put, I don't know you got to do this experiment or not. You can breathe for very long. In the plastic, you put plastic, you like this breathe. After a while, when you breathe faster and faster. After that, you cannot tahan, you need to take the plastic out, you breathe the air. Okay, so because there's no more oxygen. But the first time when you do, the plastic still got the air. I didn't ask you all to go and die. I didn't ask you take the plastic and put like that. Later you die, you don't say I tell you how to die. But I think it is safe to do the experiment just to take the plastic and put in your nose and see how long it can last. That's why when we breathe out, there is a 60% of oxygen. That's why we can do CPR, correct or not? CPR, you take the person accident, cannot breathe, you 氧山呼吸because there's still 16% of oxygen in the air. So he want to study. How you know? Because it's science, how you know? You say go in 21, then go out is 16. How you know? Now you are a scientist. Okay, I know. I tell you how I know. First, the hypothesis is, the problem is, okay, how to compensate. Hypothesis, the composite of oxygen is higher in the inhale compared to the exhale. Now I show you, I tell you inhale 21% is more than exhale. Now I show you, okay, you listen carefully. Number one, constant variable, in order to make it fair, the volume of air cannot change. Responding variable is the inhale and exhale, and the time taken for the candle to extinguish. Okay, so now you listen properly. Inhale air got more oxygen than exhale. Inhale air, I do this experiment by just taking the thing and close it. A. This one B. Let's say this is B lah, this is A. Because this is A for inhale. B is for exhale. Okay, now you breathe. Blow. Breathe. Blow. Breathe. Blow. So blow. You got this air which is called the exhalation air. Okay, exhalation air and inhalation and exhalation. So now you put the fire. The fire, which one die first is the more oxygen. Because more oxygen means more fire. Longer fire. Less oxygen means it will die first. But of course you know lah, B will die first, correct or not? So let's do the experiment. And okay, now I do already. I take my clock, tick tock. Then I calculate. Then I see my watch. Okay, for experiment 1 is 1 minute for the fire to extinguish. So I just put 60 seconds. For experiment 2 is, let me take the clock. Tick. Okay, 50 seconds. The reason I didn't write unit because here already got unit. Now, so the conclusion is accepted. Means I already show you. Because now inhalation air got more oxygen, exhalation air got less. How I know? I do my experiment, I show to you already. So this is what we call science. Okay, we cannot just say because I say you say. Show me what you say is true. If you say there is dinosaur, show me the dinosaur. Okay, you say no dinosaur, at least you show me the bone. Oh, got the bone, got the dinosaur. If got electric or got gravity, show me, prove to me, do experiment. And okay, I do, I show to you, not like that. So this is the experiment that proving inhalation got more exhalation. So now you get a conclusion. Here didn't write the conclusion. The conclusion is same as the hypothesis, which is this thing. So after you do the experiment, there's only one conclusion. I know that, and I want to tell you that I know that the composite of oxygen is higher in the inhalation air compared to exhalation. Means inhale means more oxygen than the exhale air. So that's it for inhalation and exhalation. Okay, this is the experiment. Name the gas that is needed to burn the light. So one gas is needed to burn the light. So the answer here for oxygen, because oxygen is needed for combustion, not only candle, anything like car, petrol, whatever. In which glass jar in the candle burns longer? So, which one burns longer? Let's look at this experiment. Exhalation air is, oh, this one I do wrong. Oh my gosh. Inhalation air must be longer one. So actually I should erase this one. Inhalation air sure will burn longer. So it's 60 and 50. So which glass jar burns longer? Inhalation air. Inhale air. Why? Because the oxygen in the inhalation air is more than exhalation air. Okay, so just write the oxygen in inhale air is more than exhale air. Okay, the oxygen in inhale air is more than exhale air. So this one will burn longer. And for this one, it will burn lesser. Correct or not? More because got more oxygen. Less because you already use it a bit for breathing purposes. Okay, so let's look at the thing. Oxygen in our air is around 21%, carbon dioxide 0.03, nitrogen, noble gas, and water vapor. 16, 4%, 78. So basically we can see a lot of oxygen has become to carbon. Today, not today, these few years, I'm starting to read the book change from 0.03% to 0.04%. Meaning that there are more carbon dioxide compared to last year or a few years ago. So this is not a good thing because the book start to change. I teach science so I read a lot of science book. Old book they will say 3, some of the new book that start 0.04. And some new book, I don't know maybe one day will be 0.05, 0.006. It will keep on increasing. As it increase, it will cause climate change. And it's really bad. So, yeah. Experiment 2. To study the differential conversion between carbon dioxide in inhale and exhale air. Okay, now we already talk about oxygen. How about carbon dioxide? Now, of course, you say here got more carbon dioxide because I already breathe. This one you haven't breathed, sure got more oxygen. How you know? You show me how you know. You just say only. My mother also can say. My father also can say. Well, how you know? Then you tell him, okay, you wait. I do experiment to show you. Okay, first, how to show? Let's look at the diagram. Okay, one thing. Okay, now I know how to do the experiment. The hypothesis is the composition of carbon dioxide and air is higher compared to in. You see, I take this straw, I blow, I suck. No matter how I suck, one thing I found out is the lime water is no change. So I write here no change. And for the exhale air, the water is, I would say, is the exhale air is, if got carbon dioxide, it will turn cloudy. You can write turns cloudy, or you can write it turns milky. Anything become like a bit dirty, the water. Now I show you already. Not I say, you say, I say, you say. Nah, you don't believe me, you do like this. Because we know lime water, if got carbon dioxide, it will become white color. Milky I say it become like milk color. So after city what you see I suck no change. Now I try to blow. Then you see, oh, here got the milky color. So it shows that here got more carbon. How I know? It change color lah. Got carbon. More carbon dioxide. Here is less or no carbon dioxide. Then I already show you. So this is science. So of course you need to do your observation, which I already do. What is the function of lime water? So very good. It's to test the pressure of carbon dioxide. Got means turns milky lor. If don't have means no turn lor. Okay. What conclusion can be made? Conclusion, you just refer back to the hypothesis. Okay. Conclusion and hypothesis is always the same. The composition of carbon dioxide is higher. Okay. Right back. Copy this whole thing and just copy this whole thing and put here. So for the conclusion, it's always the same. Then what is the point, you might ask? Why always the conclusion? Have you ever wondered why conclusion is always the same? Actually, conclusion doesn't mean always the same. Conclusion is always the same because this is your syllabus. And your syllabus always say hypothesis and conclusion the same, and you manage to prove it out. When you go to university and college, conclusion can be not the same. For example, if I say most girl like pink color, after I do, my hypothesis is most girl like pink color. I bring 100 girl, I ask him, hey, what color you like? So at last the conclusion, most girl, let's say, like blue. So I will say the hypothesis is not accepted. Not all girl like pink color, or not majority of girl like pink color. So it's a no answer. So no need to worry the yes and no, because in Form 1 until Form 5 is always yes. Hypothesis and conclusion is always the same. What conclusion can be made? Just copy this whole thing, okay? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I teach until here, and I see you during the next video. Bye-bye.